kids outside to play in the front for the day. Yeah. Ooh, my screen is dirty. Give me a second. There you go. Yeah, so they're outside playing. I want to hop on here for a little bit. I hopped on here because I meant to get on here earlier, but I didn't get a chance to say, hey, mama. Aw, you say hi. So, I had this dream. Oh, say hi.
Hi. I got a dream today.
Thanks. Go play. No, it's just something in here. Go play. Go run. So I had this dream, and this dream was about my childhood room, and at once upon a time it was my mom's room when she was alive when we moved there, and then eventually came my brother's room. Well, it was my dad's room, then became my brother's room. Anyway, in this dream, I had my daughter with me. I had my oldest daughter with me, not the other two, and literally, the room was exactly how it was. The only thing is, it wasn't a billion posters in there. Of course, there was a lot of stuff missing, but it had the two beds that were in there. Because me and my sister had two twin size beds in there, and in the closet, it had some things I didn't remember. It was just some random objects, but it was this dollhouse. It's kind of like a Barbie doll house, but it's like a generic one. It wasn't actually Barbie, and um, had hangers with fuzzy hangers. It was all type of stuff. But the dollhouse and the airplane, because it was an airplane there, is what stuck out. So I remember my daughter being asleep in the bed, and she woke up, and I was telling her like, this used to be me and your sister, me and your TT's room. We had posters all over the wall, um, and I started going through our closet and just finding these different things. So next thing I remember that my daughter had went into what used to be my mom's room. My mom's room, she had this really big headboard. It was really big. It had dressers on it. It had a mirror. It was really big. I remember it to the T because it was like a creamish color with a little bit of gold, and the mirror was there. It wasn't no bed, but the headboard was there. And then it had like clothes in on like hanging outside of the closet before the door actually got broken. Be careful, hon. So remember, I was only asleep for about 45 minutes because I was up early around like 4:30. Stayed up for about an hour. Then I was like, okay, let me get something before the kids wake up or before the baby wakes up. And that dream felt so realistic, and it did something to me. And I don't know if you guys Google your dreams, but I Google my dreams. Well, I try to Google what the meaning of some of the dreams are, and it gave me two different meanings that maybe I'm trying to research. I need to resurface something from my childhood, and it was something else. I don't remember. But as I was thinking about this morning, I've always told my students I don't remember too much about my childhood unless someone tells me, especially in the younger years. And because all I pretty much remember is being a kid, right? I just remember being a kid. I remember certain incidents in my life, but I don't remember as much as everyone else does once it came to like my mom's relationship, my dad's relationship, things that was occurring while we was in the house. I don't remember a lot of things. So the question I've been trying to figure out, which I don't really know when I will get that answer, is when or what is it that that dream is trying to tell me that I need to figure out about my childhood? And I don't know what childhood traumas that I actually really have. Like I remember certain incidents because I was there. Unfortunately, I didn't want to be there, but of course I was there in the midst of those things. But I don't know. Have y'all ever had like dreams where y'all tried to figure out what was going on? Sorry, guys. Mama gotta wash her hair. I'm gonna wash my hair tonight. I promise. um, have y'all ever had a moment where y'all just sat there and questioned what is it that you have to figure out about your life next? And I've been in this. different space of self-discovery. And I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is that I need to try to readdress in my childhood era. Um, Not really sure what made my dream be that dream, right? Because nobody really know why their dreams are dreams. Sometimes you do, but a lot of times you really don't. So I don't know. This whole little journey of a new me, a new self discovery, has been pretty interesting. The fact that that dream occurred, I really, really, really am interested on what is it that I need to figure out about my childhood. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm in a weird space, guys. Um, and I think as I'm trying to figure myself out and figure out this parenting life, it can become difficult, especially with me because I am in the process of trying to figure out how not to be so masculine, how to deal with certain situations. And I can honestly say, I'll be firsthand, personally, that is difficult for me because when you're taught to be a certain way, but you really don't want to be that way, it really takes you to really do the self work, right? It's really up to you to really do the work to kind of turn the switch off and do the work to turn the switch off and continue to turn the switch off. Um, for example, like today, I reevaluated myself because I found myself getting frustrated with my daughter because I've literally told her we're going over her words. We're going over tight words. Although her teacher didn't bluntly say, "Hey, go over these words," I'm going over these words with her. So by the time they go through them through school, she'll be able to know it, and then we could get to learn how to read books. And I explained that to her because if she's ahead of the game, then she won't have to uh worry about learning the words. She'll already know it. And I found myself getting frustrated because I literally said this word to her more than 10 times. The word app. The word app. The word app. And I couldn't understand why she couldn't remember that word because she remembered the bigger words like want and said and the. Now, mind you, my baby's in kindergarten, so those are simple words to them, but they're still big words to them as well because they're just now getting into the learning game. And I was getting so frustrated with her that I hit her with a piece of paper. It was just a piece of paper, guys. Like I shouldn't have hit her with the paper, right? But I got so frustrated, and I said, "Okay, you should have hit her with the paper, right?" So I told her to go in the room, let's take 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes, take a break because I was getting frustrated. She was getting nervous and frustrated. So I took a break. I don't know how y'all handle parenting. I don't know how y'all handle teaching your kid things, especially when you know they're smart. The most frustrating thing as a parent is when you know your kid is so smart. Because my kid is very intelligent. All of my kids are intelligent. Even my 2-year-old. She was telling me stuff I didn't even know. And she's just now really trying to figure out sentences.
I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
Oh my goodness,
Okay, go pee. So, um, you got a pot pot? Okay, well everybody will go in. Come on. So, yeah, I'm just gonna leave the door open. Yeah. So me kind of trying to retract my steps, even though I should think about it first, right? But sometimes that's not the case, and that's what I'm trying to figure out is how to. Sorry, guys. It's how to deal with the situation before getting frustrated, because I tend to get frustrated, especially when I know their capabilities, especially my kid, because she's the smartest thing on the planet, and I understand that she's still a kid. But my kid, to me, is not a typical 5-year old. She articulates very well. She dances very well. She knows exactly what she's doing because she'll tell you, especially when she's in trouble. She'll tell you when she's upset, why she's upset. Yeah, don't take your shoes off, hon. We're going back outside. You go back outside? Okay, don't take your shoes off. So, okay, go. Oh, okay, go pot. Go pot in the room. Aubrey, Go turn the light on in your room, please, so she can pee in the pot. Thank you. So she just told me she has a potty. Go. No, go in the room potty. You just told me you had the potty. You were lying? Is that what you just said? Okay, well, if you potty on yourself, you know you're going to get in trouble, right? Huh? Okay. So, going through these different stages within myself and going through these different stages with my kid has been rewarding, but a little bit difficult at the same time, just because I'm still trying to work on myself. Because I don't know about y'all, I don't really like being too masculine. I don't. I mean, of course, I'm stern when I need to be stern, but go turn your light off then. I need to be stern when I need to be stern. But sometimes I feel myself getting overly frustrated even when I don't really need to. And I can admit that by myself, and I'm trying to figure out another way to deal with that because I see that in my kid. When my kid gets frustrated, even though she doesn't really need to get frustrated, she does it. So in the process of me learning, I'm trying to teach her things too. So as parents, my question is, how do y'all deal with those things, right? Like, how do y'all deal with the frustration, especially when you know your kid is way beyond what an average kid is? I've been teaching my kids stuff since she was I've been teaching her things since she was an infant. She started off with sign language. And then when she started saying words, I bought like flashcards, so she started learning her shapes, her colors. She had like sight word cards, even though I should have did those a little bit more. But she had those. I bought a lot of different things, learning books, writing books, and we done a lot of things with her before she actually started going to preschool. But an attitude readjustment, I see my attitude in my kid, and she's feisty. I mean, a lot of her attitude though is from her dad, like literally from her dad. Her rebelliousness, her stubbornness, her determination. Her determination is kind of from both of us, but she gets a lot of it from her father. But her attitude is from me, especially when she gets upset and don't really know how to turn it off. Um, until we kind of go at it, and I say, you know what, that's it. Go in your room, and you let me know. Think about your actions, and then we can have a conversation. Um, and the same with my 2-year-old. My 2-year-old throws tantrums. At one point, her tantrums were so bad that it overwhelmed me to the point where, you know what, I can't do it. Blah blah blah. Whatever happened, happened. So I started being a little bit more conscious of what I'm doing. So now what I do with her is when she's not listening and she's being rebellious and she's not uh listening and she's crying and throwing a tantrum, I put her in a room and I say, and I tell her, I can't handle this. My brain can't handle this. I need you to listen. You're not listening, so go in the room until you're ready to listen. But sometimes it doesn't work. So in those stressful moments, I really don't know what to do, guys. Uh, I don't really know what to do. I'm always trying to give my kid a different childhood than what I have. Now, am I trying to spoil them? No, because spoiling this ain't gonna get them nowhere. My biggest thing with them, I wanted them to be able to go out to this world, be able to be decent human beings, be able to be married, and have successful marriages. Right? That's always the goal. I don't want to teach them anything toxic, but I'm curious about. I'm gonna go back to the beginning. I'm curious about what my dream wants me to figure out, or if I will ever figure it out. Um, my childhood it wasn't horrible, but it definitely had horrible moments. If I had to take my childhood and my upbringing, then most I would probably take my childhood than any other family, right? Again, I've learned some terrible things within my family, things that I definitely brought into my relationship that I shouldn't have done, and trying to unlearn those things and changing your mindset. it's crazy because you get judged for it instead of wanting to stick to the narrative, right? And it sucks that we have to get to the point where you're getting judged by your family because you're choosing to stay with your partner because you want to work it out, or you're choosing to keep fighting for what you want to fight for, and you get belittled for it. It makes no sense, right? Especially if that man ain't hitting you or whatever the case may be. People say verbal abuse is a thing, and I kind of agree, right? If you're getting called bitches and hoes and all that other stuff, of course it's verbal abuse. That is total verbal abuse. Because why are you calling me on my name, right? Why are you calling my name and I can't even lie and say I wasn't verbally abusive at one point? For years I was. I didn't cuss him out all the time, but when he got me to a certain level, I didn't know how to shut that shit off, and I had to figure out how to shut it off. I had to figure out that I can't keep doing that because that's not okay. I'm teaching my kid that, and I don't want her to repeat the same behaviors that I was brought up in. Um, I don't know. Maybe I am kind of answering my own question once it comes to my childhood. I'm not sure, guys. I'm just kind of in my thoughts, trying to figure out what's going on. And sorry, I was reading the comments and just trying to figure out what's going on here. I know it's a lot of people on here. It's a lot of podcasts on here that I've started to listen. I wasn't no YouTuber. I didn't feel like YouTube was necessary, but I mean, some good stuff on here. Then there's some stuff that's just really catty. But I'm starting to see the realization of how life really is, how relationships should be, or how you should kind of condone yourself as a woman, and especially when sorry guys, I'm moving the camera. Especially when you grew up without a mother trying to teach you those things. But now that I look back, I don't think my mom probably would have taught me the proper way to be with a person or whatever the case may be. And the reason I state this is because when my mom passed away, she was with my father, right? But she also had two other kids before him. And from what I hear, my mom would have said, fuck everything, right? Even if that person was being good to her. Again, I wasn't around to really know everything, and I was too young to really know or see certain stuff once it came to her. But um the women that were around me, very masculine women. Very masculine to the point where their marriages even last for more than 2 years. Now, there's only one marriage that I know that is still sustaining, right? And she's totally different than everyone else. But those that have got married, they're not married no more. They're bitter. Um, they're real masculine. If you say something wrong with them, they gotta take control. They don't let the man do what they gotta do. Huh? What'd you say? I don't know, guys. Y'all tell me your thoughts. What is it? What is it about your childhood that kind of comes into play on how you became as an adult? Because I know definitely on my mom's side, it was not a lot of successful marriages out there. Um, and, and a lot of it wasn't a lot of successful marriages, and it wasn't, and even with their relationships, they wasn't successful. Some of them, literally, just ain't it, right? It's not working. And then when you start, huh? Can we do that another day? Because your sister's actually really heavy. And I don't feel like putting on the carrier. Sorry, huh? But I don't know. I'm gonna hop off here and hopefully I can come back and readdress this with the answers that I want to get because I am aware of where certain bad habits came from. But what does my childhood have to do with my adulthood and my children now? Because I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't been able to do things for them. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna let them play for a couple of more minutes, and then we just gonna start getting ready for bed. Cause of course they I gotta get them ready. We'll get my oldest ready for school in the morning, and then my other two just need to get ready because they get ready. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all.